People can't tolerate isolation. It's a very rare person who can be on their own and stay together.
You will see how to be happy single. However, believe it or not, there are a lot of benefits of being single.
A small number of male have a large number of female partners, and then the vast majority of males have virtually no partners.
There's also the part where you begin to think that your inability to keep relationships is why you are single. That's a lie. Are you struggling to be happy alone? Being single is seen by some as a state of loneliness. Because of how lonely it can be, many people stay stuck in loveless and unhappy relationships that do not want to feel that emptiness that comes with being single. First of all, that's a lie that should not be held on to. Admittedly, getting out of a relationship can be hard. It is like falling off a boat that you've been on for so long, right into the cold waters, trying to learn how to swim and navigate through the waters again. Of course, all of this would not matter if you could breathe underwater. You can be happy, single, and live your best life. You do not need to feel like you're drowning or like the entire world is resting completely on your shoulders. Being single is not a bad thing. You have to start seeing singlehood as something other than the absence of a partner, and start seeing it as a phase of personal rediscovery and self-love. Yes, having a partner makes life beautiful, but being single does not make life any less beautiful. If anything, it brings a sense of peace that you may not get from being in a relationship. At some point in your life, it is easy to be stuck wondering how to be happy, single, and live your best life. However, the first thing you need to understand is that you are completely in charge of your own happiness. Putting the responsibility of your happiness on someone other than yourself is both selfish and a tad disturbing. Selfish because that is way too much burden to place on someone. When someone comes into your life, it should be that they are adding to pre-existing happiness, not bringing happiness to an unhappy life. Now, as an adult where you are completely in charge of your life and decisions, consciously making decisions, it is disturbing that you would give up control of your happiness. The perks of being single. It is said that when you have been single for a long time, getting into a relationship is hard because you have become so comfortable with being alone, and bringing someone into the mix suddenly sounds like a lot. As you read further, you will see how to be happy single. However, believe it or not, there are a lot of benefits of being single. So, before we go into how you can be happy single, here are some of the surprisingly amazing benefits of being single. Your support system grows. As a person in a relationship, even though you don't mean for it to happen, you find yourself completely dependent on your partner. When something bad happens at work, they are the first one you tell. When something good happens, they are the first one you tell too. You rely on them for support advice and help. They are always there, yes. However, what this does is that when they leave your life, you are saddled with the shocking thought that you are all alone. This is usually why individuality is preached to people in relationships. You should always be able to have people with whom you can lean on and share things. When you are single, you have a network of support systems instead of being tied down to one person. Your time is yours and yours alone. When you are single, you do not make plans for anyone but yourself. Your time is your own. You could decide to go out, but then you could change your mind almost immediately, and no one would be mad at you for it. You spend money on yourself alone. Being single means that you have less financial responsibilities. Forget what Jennifer Lopez said. Love does cost a thing. It costs a lot of money. It costs money for dates. It costs money on gifts for Christmas, birthdays, anniversaries. The list goes on. Love requires money. When you are single, you don't gotta worry about those financial responsibilities, which means your credit card is yours to max out alone, or not. There is less anxiety. See, when a random friend texts you and says, "Hey, we need to talk," you think of the last time you both talked, shrug, and decide that it's mostly not important anyways. Chances are, you might even forget you got the message as time goes on. However, when you're in a relationship and your partner texts you with that, best believe you're going to spend the entire day with an abnormal heart rate, trips to the toilet, and sweaty palms. Because even though the both of you were really good before you left the house for work, that message sends a lot of thoughts spiraling out of control in your mind, and they will continue flying until you have that conversation. These benefits seem small and rather inconsequential, But do you really not want to live your life with fewer anxieties, financial constraints, more time, and a larger support system? No, let us move right to the important part: how to be happy single and live your best life. Go on a vacation alone. Still, on doing things alone, that place you have always wanted to visit. Take your passport, save up for it, and take that trip alone. Meet beautiful people, take pictures, kiss a random stranger, laugh loudly, eat strange foods, be happy, dance with locals. Simply do all the wonderful things that you can do while traveling alone. Make friends. You are not an island. You need a support system. Create one. Meet new friends of both genders, take pictures, have sleepovers. This is an important way to make sure that you can always get the help you need. When you're in a relationship, it might be difficult to foster a relationship with other people because you may not have time for them, as it can be exhausting to split your attention like that. But when you're single, you don't gotta split your attention with anybody else. You just need to focus it on people who are there for you. Also, be there for them too. Be the person that can be leaned on. You may not believe this, but a certain sense of fulfillment and happiness comes from being the one who makes others feel better. Give yourself a break. It is easy to beat yourself up over small failures and mistakes. There is also the part where you begin to think that your inability to keep relationships is why you are single. That's simply not true. Be easy on yourself. Forgive yourself. Be happy with the strides that you have taken. Look at the good stuff you have done alone, and be proud of yourself. When you are too hard on yourself, depriving yourself of self-love, care, and forgiveness, you find yourself being continually unhappy. You will notice that you are seeking validation from another person to show the good in you. You need to understand that when you do not see and appreciate the good in you, no one else will. Life is beautiful, and while it is enjoyed while coupled off, it can also be enjoyed to the fullness while alone. You do not have to be unhappy because you are alone. There are so many things to find happiness in. So, how do you be happy, single, and live your best life? Live like the world ends today, and if there's going to be no tomorrow.